Hi everyone. So last time I talked a little bit about conductors of ensembles and some of the problems that they can face, and I also gave some solutions that they can use for those problems to help them better conduct their ensembles. So one of the questions that could come up in that situation, which I posted in my discussion board, was doesn't a conductor just get up in front of an ensemble and wave their arms around? So does it matter if a conductor has any of these problems? Isn't what they do just for show? And I don't totally disagree with that question, but I think that assuming that that is all that a conductor does is false. So I did some more research to back up my opinion, and I found a blog by a guy named Jason Kotke, and this is at coffee.org. And he attended a few Philharmonic Orchestra performances in New York, and he observed the conductor there. And being of not really a music background, he had the same question that it looked like there was really no purpose for the conductor except it was just for show that he was up there waving his arms around. And he posted this as an honest question of, what is really the point of a conductor? So a man named Chris Brody, who is a professional classical musician, he's a violist, a violinist, a singer, and has had decades of experience as a musician, responded to Jason's question. And some of the points that he gave, I think, are really valid in explaining why a conductor is important. And one of these points he used was the fact that a conductor is really crucial in rehearsals. They help lead the rehearsals for the ensemble and bettering their music for them to be prepared for a performance. And obviously, that's really important for an ensemble to be prepared. So that's a really big part of what a conductor does, is just being there and leading through rehearsals and getting everyone together and working together to have a really awesome performance and doing the music justice in doing that. Another really important part of a conductor is for them to give cues. And this is what Chris Brody also said is really important, is that the conductor is up there to cue everyone when they need to play, so they know when it's their time to come in and play their instrument or sing or whatever it is that they're doing. He also pointed out that conductors are just newly really in an actual position, kind of starting around the 19th century. Before that, in like chamber music and things like that, they didn't really have conductors. Not, I mean, it was an occasional thing, but not very prominently. And this is because mostly the ensemble would refer to a concertmaster who is a performer within the ensemble that would nod or breathe or something to give everyone a cue. And that was just someone in the ensemble within the group. But obviously, it's more convenient to have that one person up in front of everyone that everyone can refer to know where they are. So he pointed out that it's really important for a conductor because they keep the group together. Otherwise, the performance would end up in a disaster. So they also elicit certain responses from the ensemble, which I also said in my speech, that within certain gestures, the ensemble mimics them to have a certain sound, different dynamics or articulations. So that's really important. And he also pointed out something that's may seem really minuscule to a conductor, but it's a huge part of what they do, and that's beat patterns. And a conductor uses certain patterns for how they move in order to show everyone what is going on. In a 3/4 pattern time signature, there's 3 beats in a measure, and there's an actual pattern: 1, 2, 3. And depending on where the conductor's hand is in this pattern shows the ensemble where they are within the music. So that's really important for everyone to know how to stay together. Um, I also looked up a research article from the Frontiers in Psychology journal, and they did a study with 285 college students. Some of them were music majors and some were not. And they watched 16 musical performance recordings using 4 different conductors and different sets of the performances. The same exact music, just 4 different conductors. And some of the conductors used very expressive gestures, very large, and some used the complete opposite. So there was a huge contrast in the conducting style and the size of their gestures. And they evaluated the sound of the ensemble depending on which conductor they had. And it was actually shown through the evaluations from these students of these performances. There was a huge, significantly different sound to the ensemble who had a larger gesture and expressiveness from the conductor. So the conductor who was really being involved with the ensemble made a completely different sound in the music, and it was a good sound. They actually had higher, they loved that music than what they heard from the conductor who was not as expressive. So that, like I said in my speech, that's also because the musicians mimic the conductor and they respond to what he is showing them in real time. So this just kind of shows through research and actual experiments that it is really important what a conductor does, and it actually creates completely different sounds in the music. So hopefully that clears that up and shows that a conductor is really crucial to be the leader of an ensemble. So thank you. Bye.